Such a good start already.
It's gonna be a great show, you guys. I'm so excited. Hello, everyone.
Hey, guys.
Welcome.
Back.
Again. To the future.
Welcome to the future.
Back to the future?
No.
If you were in Back to the Future, would you be Michael J. Fox or the other dude? I don't remember his name.
That question makes no sense, and I award you no points. May God have mercy on your soul.
But no, like seriously, like would you choose? Would you be Marty McFly or?
Of course, I'd be Marty McFly
I'd be
because
the other
he gets
dude.
paid more money. He's the lead in that movie.
No, I'm not talking about like. I'm talking like if this was like in real life. Like, what would you choose?
Then I wouldn't be either of those. I would be me because this is real life.
Well, all right. Now, see, this is gonna be a good start. It's gonna be great. Hope you guys are doing well. This is our third show of the year.
Yeah, definitely.
Time flies when you're having a good time.
Or when you count
What
it.
is 2021?
Yeah.
It goes fast and slow at the same time. How are you?
It's more like 2020 part 2.
The Reckoning.
The Electric Boogaloo.
The 2020.1.
Yes.
Do we have like a point, like an addition every month?
Yeah, it's not like 2021. It's 2020.1.
And like next month will be 2020.2.
Oh, God, that'd be so
I
bad.
hope not. I hope that series ends sooner than later. But anyways, how are you?
I'm good, man. How was your week?
It was good.
Anything interesting happened for you?
Not really. Played my first show back since they shut down everything, which was fun. I was really grateful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You forget sometimes like how fun and terrible like one show can be at times.
Yeah, that's very
You know what
true.
I mean? Like you'll have like times where you're just like, oh, this is a real blast, and you're like, oh, no one's here and listening, all in like one show. It's But
you're thankful that you're playing a show again. Then you realize, oh, hey, no one cares.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. How was your week?
It was pretty good in the beginning, and then I got sick for the last half of the week. I was supposed to go snowboarding this weekend, and
He got
had
sick
to
of
call
me.
that off. That's
At least he said he got sick, but I'm sure he probably was just like, I don't want to hang out with you, so I'm just gonna say I'm sick.
dude, I'm the one that hits you up all the time to hang out.
That's true. That's not true. I almost said
That's very true. Because I hit you up every day to finish that song you were supposed to release.
Oh, we're gonna
at
get
the
there.
beginning of the month,
We'll get there.
and now it's not the beginning of the month
Hey,
anymore.
it's still 2020 technically.
Oh yeah,
The point one.
the point one. You're right. We haven't finished the year yet.
But hey, yeah, you guys, thank you guys so much. We have a couple more shows for this season, and we're gonna take a quick break to kind of refresh and relapse.
And definitely relapse.
That was not good.
Hey man, it's your get out of free jail card.
Yeah. Oh yeah, shout out to Kirk for calling me out on YouTube.
I call them out all the time.
Yeah, no, he called me out while you were editing it. So here's the thing: is my first language is Spanish, and I think this is my theory at least. There might be there's definitely something wrong with me, but what happens is when I'm speaking English, I'll start like switching words like as if they were in Spanish. So instead of saying "get out of jail free card," I say "get out of free jail card," and then I look like an idiot. So
Yeah, I think my theory is that you're just an idiot. So
I have to feel somewhat like a purpose, you know.
That's fair.
But yeah, well, now
you feel my purpose.
No, stop it. let's get to this before you
should
start
we get going?
shitting on me again.
All right.
Round one.
Well, Chris, what is the first subject of 2021?
Are we gonna keep this bit going still?
I want to see how long I can do it for.
We're not bringing this back on season 2. I'm literally just gonna cut out every time you say the joke, and it's gonna be super awkward pauses.
So, Chris, what's the first subject of 2021?
Snapback or fitted?
Ooh.
Which is kind of funny because I was gonna wear a hat tonight.
Actually, my hat's somewhere over here. Where's
Yeah,
that?
I don't know.
Oh, we need a timer.
Oh yeah.
Well, okay. This is all going to be cut, I guess.
Timeout. So, what's your preference on your baseball cap game there?
I had an evolution through like my hat game. So I never wore hats because I always thought they were stupid.
And your head is abnormally large.
I have a big head. It's
Not
nothing
even
to be proud
ego,
of.
like physically. Like if you measure that, it's like at least circumference of like half of the earth.
It's like a quarter of an or an eighth of an inch for being like an 8 on like fitted hats. It's so stupid. But no, I didn't wear hats for one, probably because I could never find one that fit. That's not true. I did wear fedoras for the longest time. Glad that phase is over. And then I started like wearing like baseball hats, and I would wear the 5950s, so the fitted ones by New Era. Liked those for a while, and then I just for some reason I hated the fact that like the logo was always like here if I wore them backwards.
Yeah.
I don't know why. So then I started going to snapbacks. So I prefer snapbacks now than I do fitted.
Yeah. I kind of mentioned on the last podcast I collect baseball caps. So I have are quite a large. I think I have 40.
He says
Baseball
he
caps?
says he collects baseball caps, but I've only seen more like 3 or 4 of them.
It's because you don't pay attention to me.
Oh, I always pay attention to you.
That's a lie. But yeah, I have a
Nice Chiba Hut beanie, by the way.
yeah, because it's cold.
I'm just no, I'm details on them. Paying attention.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have a huge mixture. I think it's probably about half and half, maybe a little more towards fitted. But it's hard for me to wear fitted hats because
You have a ponytail.
my hair is so long, and then I literally cut it all off. So then fitted hats literally go from like 7 1/4 to like 7 and like I don't even know, like 3/8 or whatever.
Yeah, I understand the fitted hats. Like I said, I enjoyed them when I had them, but then I was just kind of like, I don't know. I think there's something about like not letting it breathe, which I think is just like a thing I'm making up in my head. Like
could be
with
true.
like a snapback, you're just kind of like, oh, there's like a breeze that kind of goes, but that's not true.
Yeah, I've been wearing a lot more snapbacks than fitted hats. Just because, like I said, my long hair, I can just easily adjust the size on it. But the worst thing I hate about wearing snapback hats is when you
The
wear
line.
it backwards in the sun, you get like
You get that tan line?
the square tan line on your forehead, and then it's just a line right here.
It's okay. Mine's like dots because it's at the very end of it.
Oh yeah, yours is like holding on for dear life. Dude.
Yeah, let's see if I can find my head. Yeah, look, it's
Yeah.
if you guys can see on
See how big his dome is.
it's so big.
You get the little
It's
dots
like
in there.
yeah, it's like when you like my my snapback. It's like I'm trying to describe to people who can't see it.
Yeah.
It's like when you're eating Thanksgiving dinner and your pants are just holding on. That's literally how my head is right now.
Yeah, it's like the last notch on your belt.
Yep.
um,
No, so I used to have fitted hats, and the reason why is because I never liked getting haircuts. So then I hated the fact that like when you're wearing a hat, like a snapback hat, that my hairs would go through it and then just stick out, and I look like a stupid ass bird. And so I
Yeah.
stopped wearing them that way. But then I realized that even when I like didn't get a haircut, wore my fitted hats, that like for one I couldn't adjust them when I had big hair,
yeah,
and two like they would still do that peacock thing, but just like
Regardless.
regardless of it. So I was like, oh, just go to snapbacks, I guess.
yeah. I think I might like snapbacks a little more because I tend to wear my hat backwards like 95% of the
It
time.
looks cooler. Let's just be real. It looks
I
cooler.
guess. I don't know. I'm just used to it, man. I've been doing it since I was like 10, and I just never stopped.
When did fitted hats become a thing? That was like in the 2000s, right?
They always have been a thing, but when they became popular was like the 2000s with leaving like I still leave the sticker on. I don't care. People make fun of me. I guess, man.
You watched too many like 2000 like hip hop videos, and
I
he's just like,
didn't actually. I just like never just took them off in general. In my brain, like my almost not really baseball cap collector brain, I think it still makes them look like off the shelf. So
there's
that's
just,
why I do
there's just
it,
a bunch
but-
of dirt lines and like layers of sweat, but it looks like it's brand
I mean,
spanking
I have
new.
some hats that I've only worn like 3 times. Like I have this hat that's all white, and then it has an orange and blue like Bronco color Colorado Rockies logo on it. I think
Gross.
I've worn that hat twice
Gross. Yeah, there's a reason
Yeah.
why.
because it's awesome.
It sucks. It's
But
also,
it's also
white. Why
white.
the hell would you get white?
Because it's awesome.
It's not awesome.
And like I said, I collect baseball caps, so there's that too.
No, that's stupid.
Okay, dude.
White hats are just like, I mean, I guess I'm a sweaty person, so I would never wear one.
Yeah, and there's different hats. Like, I wear like maybe 2 or 3 hats if I'm going to like one of my daughter's softball games because I know I'm gonna sit in the sun all day and sweat. So there's only certain hats I wear to those, so I don't ruin a lot of hats.
Do you actually wear a hat to like keep the sun away from you, or do we just wear them as an accessory?
One, because my hair's so long, I wear it to keep my hair back.
Cute.
Also, it's super windy all the time because we play in Wyoming a lot. So it's just kind of to keep like the stray hairs kind of like kept back instead of whipping me in the face.
Yeah.
That's pretty much why I wear one.
Do you have a specific type of hat that like or company that you enjoy hats from?
Not really. I like Branded Bill's New Era. Those kind of pretty much any hat. It's really more so the logo that I like that I get that hat. And even like when it comes to New Eras, like the snapbacks or the fitted,
950s?
yeah, the 950s. It doesn't really matter for me. If I like the front of the hat, then it doesn't matter if it's a snapback or fitted.
I think for me, because I have a big head, I have to pay attention to like how the height is, and I've realized
The panels.
yeah, I've realized that with the 950s, which is the snapbacks from New Era, they're not as high, so it doesn't make my head look bigger than what it needs to be. So I think that's why I enjoy those. But yeah, I don't know. I definitely would go more snapback than fitted for sure.
Yeah, I definitely wear more snapback hats as of the last couple of years than fitted, but
Again, they just look cooler. Let's be real.
yeah, I guess that's subjective. I really don't think they look cooler or not. I guess it really depends like on what I'm doing, is what hat I'm wearing and how I'm wearing my hat, and so
Okay, did you ever buy a visor?
like
The hat that had that no top to it.
no, I'm not against a visor. I just haven't found one that I like.
Dude, I totally rocked the visor when I was like 12 or 13.
That makes sense.
I was like, ooh, the Cowboys are wearing a visor. I want a visor. And then I could like flip it backwards, like upside down. You know, because it's like
and you were making fun of me about my stickers on my hat.
Yeah, but at least I can admit that there was influence by, hip hop artists and the Cowboys.
I guess, man.
It's not a good combination, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, it's definitely not a good combination.
Oh, gross. Yeah. On that note, I guess.
Yeah, well,
time's up.
That's time anyway. So I'm glad you left on the story of
just
how shitty your style is.
Okay, well, first of all,
I was gonna say but let's be real.
Yeah, no, for sure. You ain't got no style, motherfucker. Imagine being 12 though. Like, do you really know like your sense of fashion? I didn't really get like.
Yeah, I still have a couple shirts from when I was 12.
Well, because you didn't grow.
Not because I didn't grow, because I used to be really, really fat when I was younger, and then they.
I don't believe that.
Yeah, until about like.
What's the oldest shirt?
Freshman year.
What's the oldest shirt you have?
Probably my tie-dyed Blastoise Pokemon shirt.
When did you get that? Like, how old were you?
Probably 5th grade.
Jesus, and it still fits you?
It did fit up until probably like 3 or 4 years ago.
Until quarantine?
Yeah, until quarantine. No, but my daughter thought it was cool, so I just gave it to her.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah.
It's like a family heirloom.
Yeah.
That will probably stop at your daughter.
Probably.
Yeah.
Because no one's even like. And Pokemon is so divisive now because there's like old people like me who only played like the blue, red, yellow, and then some of the gold and silver.
Yeah.
So they make fun of us. They're like, "Oh, you're just the 151. No one cares about you. You're so old and boomer. There's like 700 Pokemon now." And I'm sorry, man. I aged out of Pokemon.
I would just make fun of you for knowing that much information about Pokemon and still like retaining it.
How do you not remember like things you were super into?
I wanted to be in a Pokemon. I just never got any of those things, so I wasn't really into it.
That's fair. I am doing another playthrough of my red that I found.
I was like more Digimon because, antenna and not cable.
With that being said, feel free to move
With
on.
that depressing segment. All right.
Round 2.
All right. Here's the third second
you already
round.
Messed it up. You already failed.
Third second round of 2021. I'll stop doing this soon, I promise.
No, you won't.
Ooh, this is a good one. This simply just says the hustle. Best dance move ever?
I remember writing this question, and it's not the dance.
No, yeah, but is it the best dance move ever?
No, man. Teach me how to Dougie.
Oh, I thought I was gonna say Soulja Boy. Crank that Soulja Boy.
Super soaked that. Anyway.
Oh.
This is a great topic for when quarantine started, because there's a lot of people that lost their job.
Is it fight or flight kind of thing?
To an extent, to an extent, and there are so many people pushing the idea that you have to always be doing something. Like there was a lot of posts that kept going around, like, "Oh, if you're not starting a business in this time with all the extra money you're getting, you're failing at life." And I strongly disagree with that.
I never read any of that, but yeah, I would disagree with that as well. I think the hustle.
Well, that was a super dramatic one, but
yeah, it's like Jesus.
Yeah, but yeah, it's like just the
if
idea.
You didn't start a business during quarantine, you're a piece of shit. It's like, God.
Right. But it's just that idea, like, oh, you're only working 30 hours a week, get a second job and work 30 more hours.
I've never heard anyone say that, but if I did, I would disagree with them 100%.
And I do 100%. And it's just that mentality of you always have to be hustling. It's like, oh, I have my side hustle. Oh, I have my side hustle. And it's like,
yeah, I mean, so the thing about the hustle is that there has to be a passion or purpose with that hustle. For me, at least. Like I can't just be like working at a bank job and just making money and then be like, that's my hustle. Like, no, my hustle is something that I'm driven to do.
mm-hmm.
a podcaster,
Yeah.
you know, like like a media thing. Like I enjoy doing that, and yeah, like there is such a thing as like I can't stop working because if I do, I get really depressed or like I can't like stop pursuing that. But at the same time, I think what quarantine did for me was made me take a step back and just kind of prioritize what that hustle was.
Yeah, I agree.
Because yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, yeah, quarantine sucked. Like the first month, you know, I just drank the whole time.
Mhm.
Just like, oh, whatever. Like I'll just play some shows. Like this is really cool. But like, then again, like, you know, when quarantine happened, there was a lot of businesses that stopped doing business because of it, and it
Yep.
was awful. But then I mean, and there's some people that was like literally like I have to just wait for this to kind of fall through. But most people that I knew that like are driven were like, this isn't going to stop me from trying to figure out how to either advance myself or advance my business in some way or another.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there was a lot of people during that time that either said, well, we're just gonna like let it ride and like not do anything, or we're gonna go balls to the wall and figure out something else. I mean, like we did, you know?
Yeah, and I think it's definitely a balance between doing nothing and then doing everything. So at the beginning of quarantine, like most people, I lost my job and I was working 50 to 60-hour work weeks.
Yeah.
And if I was lucky, that was over 6 days, you know? It was
Yeah.
mostly like 5 days, like 14-hour shifts, which is no one should actually do that in real people life.
Yeah, you're not living at that point.
Yeah, I would literally wake up, go to work, come home, eat, and go to bed. That was literally my entire week.
I mean, if you enjoy the work, then that's okay.
Can you enjoy the work with such long hours like that?
It depends on what you're working for and who you're working for.
I guess that's true. But anyway, like once the quarantine happened, I literally wasn't doing anything, and that gave me the drastic, like doing 60-hour weeks in 5 days, and then doing 0-hour weeks in 5 days, and then I realized like what would make me happy and what direction I can push forward to, and I think that's why. I don't want to speak for you, but that's why I think that both of us kind of had the same realization. Like, oh, we have time to work on our passions now and do passion projects like podcasts and
I don't know if I
recording
call this
studio.
a passion, but I'm just kidding.
Your passion,
I mean, yeah,
your
we're 15
passion is
episodes-
people paying attention
We're
to
fit to Jesus. Oh man, you just made it really weird, like real. Oh man, no,
you.
but
Didn't say I was wrong.
no, but I agree with you 100% when it comes to just like that. You can sit around and do nothing, but if you have that drive to do something, you're gonna finally get that like anxiety to do it. But I do want to say that while there is a hustle and it is a thing, and I think life is that, especially if you're trying to pursue just that satisfaction of your everyday being, that is necessary. But it is also important to just take a break and take a step back and be like, let me just enjoy nothing.
Yeah, exactly. And I definitely enjoyed nothing for maybe 2 or 3 months.
But it's, I mean,
And
but
then I was like, all right, I need to start doing some shit.
it's like,
It wasn't even that. It was like, when did we start this? Like
oh, I don't know,
May?
maybe. No, I
Yeah.
think it was June or July.
Was it?
Yeah, I think it was July.
Well, we started the recording studio way before we
Yeah.
started the podcast, right?
No, for sure.
I don't remember.
But I mean,
It's been a year.
you think about your typical work week, you know, if you're working a 9 to 5 Monday through Friday,
Mm-hmm.
Saturday is like your day to kind of catch up with everything you can catch up with during the weekend.
Yeah.
And then Sunday is like that day of rest of like not doing anything,
Yeah.
which is why people love like when the NFL is on, because they're just like, I'm just going to sit here and watch football. Like I enjoy doing that. So that is necessary, I think, for you to refresh and not like overexert yourself
Mm-hmm.
to stop enjoying what you love doing,
Yeah.
you know? And I think the quarantine and COVID really put that into my perspective that, you know, because I mean, I love playing music, and I'm sure you do too, but you get exhausted from that.
Oh, yeah.
Especially
it's-
how hard you have to work in the music industry just to get like not as much from it, if that makes any sense.
Definitely.
Like we kind of overwork ourselves, and I think a lot of people in a lot of industries do, because you're relying on other people to make your living.
Yeah.
So you're gonna be like, I'm gonna be playing these shows that I'm like, well, I don't want to play this, or like, you know, this show just went really bad, or I'm just really tired of singing these songs. And so taking that break during quarantine and COVID, like really made me miss that. Be like, this is why I do it again. And so,
Right. Yeah. I miss playing live so much, but I also don't miss, like, I still practice my instrument every day, but when I was playing in a band,
you
like
don't,
4 shows, I probably practiced myself, not including band rehearsals, like 2 hours a day. And I'm so glad I'm kind of taking a break from that right now.
you don't miss the whole, hey, like you bring all the people, but we're not going to pay you for everyone you brought in.
Yeah, so there was a show that
Oh, there's plenty of shows that have been
my
like that.
one of my bands played, and we sold like $1,500 in ticket sales.
Talk about that hustle, right?
Yeah, right. Technically, I didn't sell any of them because I'm not allowed to handle tickets because
You just
lose
give them
them
away.
or give them
You
away.
just give. Yeah,
So-
I vetoed that from him a long time
so,
ago.
you know, I'm aware of that, but I'm okay with it. So anyway, the rest of the band sold all these tickets, and the venue owner was like, "Dude, awesome! You brought in like at least like a whatever, like quarter the capacity." I'm like, "Sweet!" Hands us $100 for like 5 people,
Yeah,
and I'm like, "Are you kidding me?"
that happens way more than you guys think. But again, like it's one of those things where you do it for the passion, but there's just those
Yep.
moments where you're just like, I hate this right now. So.
Yep.
I think the world needed a break for a quick second, man. I really do. So, God, that was a good one. That was
Oh, yeah, time. I didn't even realize time went by quickly.
the
like that.
hustle.
Yeah, the hustle.
Let us know what you guys think of the hustle. I would love to get your input on it because again, we might be wrong. There might be
Yeah.
something where it's just like, dude, if you can work 3 or 4 days a week, and then just fuck off the next.
Yeah, I'm a
days.
huge fan of the 4-day work week, to be completely honest. But it's 4 days of 40 hours, so it's 10-hour days. That's probably my
Yeah.
ideal work week. Is
Or just 4 days of just nonstop, man. Like
yeah,
that's. And it's funny how there's. Sorry, I know we're still going about this, but there's
Yeah,
like
right.
multiple dimensions of the hustle, right? So like.
Mhm.
Like for me, like I'm trying to get back into working out because that is like my hustle, like body wise,
Yeah,
and things like that. But yeah, that was a good one. Got him.
Yeah, it was good. That's why I like that topic. But yeah, if we're completely off base or what your idea of the hustle is, please let us know because that's from my limited viewpoint of what I see other people doing around me.
His young 30s, he doesn't know much, and neither do I. So
I know a lot, just
It's-
not a lot about.
it's a lot of Twilight and Pokemon. So is it a lot?
You didn't have to group those together.
Oh,
You
sorry,
could've
and
threw-
Star Wars.
You could have put Smash Mouth in the middle of that.
Oh yeah, he loves Smash Mouth, but except for that one song.
Yeah.
All right,
All right, anyway.
let's.
Round 3.
All right, Chris, what's the third one?
Sorry, I thought I had to sneeze. The third topic.
Oh God,
I gotta drink some water on this because this is gonna be a lot of talking.
spicy.
The third topic is podcasts. Is it worth it?
I forgot we put that one on there. So yeah, this is our 15th episode. So that's neat.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts so far about that?
I will definitely say.
Like honestly, like just be as honest as you can right now.
Short answer, yes.
Oh, what?
Long it. Is it worth it?
Oh yeah, that
yeah,
case.
it's
Sorry.
the actual
yeah.
question. So the podcast, is it worth it? Short answer, yes. Long answer, depends. So,
That's really short of an answer though.
but so the short answer is yes, because it is worth it. But the long answer depends because the long way is it really depends on what you're looking for.
Depends
or
on you
looking-
guys.
Yeah, looking at to do with your podcast. If you're looking to waste time on Mondays just with your best pal and just kind of,
Oh, that's the nicest thing he's ever said to me. He's about to shit on me right now.
I wasn't gonna shit on you. I just
Aw.
thought it was interesting. You assumed I was talking about you. I was just throwing out a generic situation.
Oh yeah, because what are we doing right now?
It was non-specific. It was non-specific.
Sure. Okay. Anyways.
Anyway,
Yes.
all right. So yeah, just sit around, mess around, have some funny recording on stuff. Then yeah, it's totally worth it. If you're looking to make a lot of money off of it,
You're gonna wait a while.
you're gonna wait a long time to even monetize it enough to pay your rent for the room you're renting or whatever. So it really depends on what you're looking for. For us, I think it's just kind of a fun, creative outlet that we needed, and yeah, I would say it was definitely worth it so far.
It's not worth it because Chris. It just makes me realize more what Chris is, and he's a dick.
Yeah,
I mean, I knew that already,
I'm surprised
but-
it took you 15 episodes.
But it was
dude.
just more confirmed. I mean, 7 years.
Oh yeah, that too.
No, I think this has actually been really fun. It's been, in a very selfish way, it's been a learning experience. For one, to realize that I talk too fast. 2, that I say too much,
You
and
do that
3,
a lot.
it's actually helped me with hearing my voice, and that's helped with recording because I just get used to it now.
Mhm.
So that's always been nice about that. It's been fun just to have like these random topics, and then have people come up to me and be like, "Oh, dude, like that podcast when you're talking about this was really amazing." Like this,
Yeah.
like last one we had was about wings, and I got shit on so hard apparently for not choosing like Wing Shack. But that's like a part of it. Like I think that's what I enjoy about it. And the scary part with these podcasts so far has been like, you don't want to say the wrong thing, but you want to say what you believe, right?
Yeah, definitely.
But I don't think that the only one that's been the case with is agriculture. Like people were just so bad about that, which I totally get. And it was like our second episode. We didn't know how to carry a conversation then.
Yeah.
So there was that. Long run, I agree with Chris. I think we don't really know where this is going in the sense of like a financial prospect. And I think, unfortunately, because there is so many podcasts out there, we're fighting a huge mountain battle. It's not even uphill. That's like, but I'm enjoying these, and I think we've had a potential of having engagement with our audience and hopefully having good subjects and maybe growing this a little bit more. But figuring that out is going to be the hardest part.
Mm-hmm. And like, it's just like you were saying, it's just so saturated right now. Like I just found one of our mutual, well, it's not even really a friend, our mutual acquaintance from the music scene. She has a podcast out now, and I kind of gave it a listen today, and I was just like, yeah, man, she's on episode 2. I don't want to give a shout out because I don't exactly remember what it was called, but
yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah, and I'm just like, yeah, man, it's a lot of people are doing it. They're super easy to do.
I mean, they're super easy to do.
Well, I guess super easy is relative.
They're easy
depends what you want.
So
to
they're
do
easy to
with it,
record, but they're also the hardest part is, for one, keeping a conversation interesting, and 2 is editing the audio. I mean, I showed you one podcast that was literally like, I mean, he called it a podcast, but it was literally like this guy putting a mic in the middle of a table, like of a busy conference room, and him having a discussion with this like person. I'm just like, this sounds like trash. I'm not gonna hear this.
And I don't even think it was that. He put a mic in front of the computer. I think it was a Zoom call because it sounded digital.
Yeah. So
it was really weird, but you have to have somewhat of a technical prowess to make it sound moderately professional.
Yeah, because I mean, even our setup is not. I mean, we're not using like a podcast like software, but again, it's I think it's helping us also to get better at just recording vocals, whether it be just like this or just singing. So I think in a very selfish way, we did this just also to learn more about the program.
That's 100%
and just learn about like media, because honestly, like we're using like the recording software video wise, and we might just be like, all right, well, maybe we need to start investing in camera angles and this and that, but at some point we got to be like, is this all worth it? Like, what are we getting in return out of this? So
I think we're gonna have to hit like 100 episodes before
someone notices us.
Gain a lot of traction. And it sucks too, because the way YouTube works is a lot of skill and time and
luck.
Just talent in general can be put into something, but it all relies on luck,
dude.
If the algorithm picks you up for that week, you explode.
So I mean, it's also important if you guys do enjoy these. I mean, we're enjoying recording them, and I know we're enjoying like the feedback we're getting, especially the whole, bison thing. It's still my favorite thing. So suck it, Mark.
The bison Bills are going to beat your Chiefs, bud.
But I think, it's like that's like a really cool relationship that I've had. Like, cause I don't really know Mark as well as you do, but like we can always like have that little like, and I have that with a lot of people throughout this podcast. So
yeah, it's just the interaction with everyone's kind of been fun too.
But yeah, no, thank you guys for tuning in. I mean, we're seeing the numbers slowly climb up. I'm not sure how, but I'm not going to ask questions. I'm going to be appreciative for it. Right. So
yeah.
But yeah, man, I mean, it's funny because we're actually thinking about doing like a second segment, like the day before for, like, I guess I could just say it for tacos. Like we want to go around and like pretty much judging tacos from Greeley. Because I know I would enjoy that. Plus, you eat tacos every day.
Yeah, exactly.
Or every week. So
yeah, so we have a couple ideas floating around to pretty much give you guys some more content for the week.
And we hope you guys enjoy it. I mean, if you guys don't, like, just be honest.
Yeah, please.
I don't know. It's weird because it's just like, I mean, like we're talking to each other, but
we're talking to you guys as well. So it's like, hey, we're having a conversation, like all these divisive topics, like how Macintosh sucks, and you guys are just sitting there watching us talk about it.
I like they called it Macintosh.
But we're talking about you too.
What is this, like the 80s?
Yes.
It's called Mac. Apple. It's not even Macintosh.
See how easy it is to trigger? That's half the fun.
It's not that easy. I also don't get triggered.
Okay, bud.
You're the one that gets triggered about the whole Android thing. So you're the one that brought it up for like the 5th time in this podcast. I bring up Deep Blue Sea, agriculture, and Buffalo. Nailed it. And that's time. Suck it. Now I'm mad because you think I get triggered.
See how easy it is?
I get triggered about his lack of triggeredness.
I just triggered him by not doing anything for 5 seconds. I think I was right and he was wrong.
This looks really bad. Sorry, I'm picking up something from the floor.
Yeah, he dropped something.
Neat. So yeah,
Ow.
if you guys are enjoying these, thank you. And if you guys are following us or doing comments and interacting with us, we love that as well. So
Yeah, definitely. And the last episode, I think, has been our best performing on YouTube so far. With not even with the view count, but like with all the interactions and stuff. So thanks, shout out to everybody. That was hashtag Team Shaq. So
Team Shaq,
yeah,
bogeys all the way, man.
yeah,
I got some friends. We like it there.
that's fine. I'm not saying I don't like it. I'm just saying it.
He doesn't like it. Anything I like, he dislikes.
That's not true.
And vice versa.
Name one thing.
Bogeys.
Well, obviously, I name another thing.
Apple.
Yeah, I love apples. See? Done. I liked it. Oh, you're talking about the shitty computer. Huh?
See? Yep. There you go. Case in point.
Anyway, moving on.
He loves Applebee's.
Topic?
He loves Applebee's.
I do love Applebee's.
And I don't.
Round 4.
All right, what is your fourth topic of the day?
My fourth topic.
Your fourth
Of 2021.
topic of the day.
Oh, God. This is going to be a fun one. This is yours. I think this is yours. All right. Classic rock bands hits after their prime.
Okay.
So we got to classify them as like popular hits, not what we think are hits.
Yeah. Like, for example, like how Aerosmith just completely disappeared and then came back when Run DMC did their song again.
Walk This Way.
Walk This Way. They were like going into obscurity, and then Run DMC covered their song, and then they disappeared again, and then came back with that Armageddon song
For Bruce Willis?
yeah, for whatever. Is it Armageddon?
Yeah.
Okay, it was one of the Astro.
Yeah, because
movies.
his daughter's in that movie.
Yeah. So it's like, that kind of thing, and I think that's hilarious that like bands that have just kept their career going have kept it going one song at a time.
I mean, that doesn't happen often either, which is crazy because there has to be something about staying with the times, but then staying true to your sound, right?
Yeah.
So like, there's like bands like AC/DC who still release stuff, and they have like 50 different like lead singers that do it.
No, there's been 3 total.
Okay, 5.
There's
That's fine.
There's been Bon
7.
Scott on the original,
8,
and then
maybe.
Brian Johnson came in on Back in Black in 1984 or whatever, and then he just recently got replaced by Axl Rose on tour specifically.
And then they let go of Axl Rose, right?
No, he just replaced him for the tour, I think.
Oh. Well,
Yeah.
anyway, I mean, but either way, like their new stuff it sounds just like AC/DC.
Yeah, it
You
sounds
can literally be like,
What year did that album come out?
This was
it
like 2 years ago, I
19?
think.
Yeah. Was it 2019 or 18? It was we went on this weird tangent.
we went on this like 5-hour like ride of like listening to like rock songs from literally like 1998 until 2009.
Yeah, something like that.
And then we went like 13 and 17 and then
We did
20.
really
Yeah, it was
random years.
There was a wormhole, and we went home like 3 in the morning, right?
Yeah, it was
super
dumb.
wild.
It was dumb. Worth it, but dumb.
But yeah, I mean, like I wouldn't consider AC/DC one of those that came back and
Yeah,
did
they
it.
haven't came back yet.
I would say Red Hot Chili Peppers is by far the best one that's been consistent, but also stayed with like they made the music to be
Yep, I can
modern
agree
with
with
their
that.
times. But they also, you can be like, oh, that's not from Californication. Like that's crazy, you
Yeah.
know?
Because they have like, I think in '89 was with Mother's Milk is when they first gained popularity.
Yeah,
And they had like 3 or 4 albums before that, but no one really listened to them until
they're so good too.
what's that song? The Stevie song they covered, Higher Ground.
Yeah,
That's really what
that's the one
popped
that's on
them
that
off.
song.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it popped them off. And then their album right after that was Blood Sugar Sex Magic, which kept them going. And then they had a bunch of shitty albums.
it would sound like songs good here and there,
Yeah, and then I think John Frusciante quit the first time around this time, and they came out with Californication, and then yeah. But so yeah, I can agree with that.
but so there's I think that I think you're gonna hate that I say this, but like American Idiot by Green Day.
Yeah, I think Green Day is one of those too.
It's not that bad of an album. I mean, that was the first time I heard Green Day, so I guess that there's that bias of it.
Yeah, what
but
year
their
did
older
that come out?
stuff, it's like
2003,
2004
Is it?
maybe.
I thought he was in high school relatively.
No, I was in middle school when that came out. But I mean,
I
there's
guess you are younger than me
yeah, this by a lot,
by a year.
by months.
Yeah, right.
So there's that. U2 kind of came back, which I've never been a fan of U2.
I think a good example would be Train. Because
Yeah,
they came out
yeah.
with that one banger. I don't even remember what the song's called.
the Hazel sister.
Before that, their
Oh,
first
the Drops
banger.
of Jupiter.
Yeah, so they came out with Drops of Jupiter. They completely like one hit wondered. And then I remember going
Pat
to
Mohannon. think his name is. Sorry.
Yeah, but I remember going to like kind of not a festival, but just a random show.
A Warped Tour.
Yeah, it was. No, it wasn't. It was at Thunder Mountain. Just going to a random show. I'm like, oh, Train's headlining? That's random. So, whatever. I got a ticket just to go because they were like $20 or something.
Yeah.
And then I went, and by the time the concert was announced, I bought a ticket. They blew up with Soul Sister.
Yeah.
So then the concert sold out immediately, and I'm just like, holy
Yeah, that album
shit.
is pretty good though. I actually enjoyed that one. Hey Soul Sister, Marry Me.
Mhm.
It has a couple more in there, but I'm trying to think of who else is like that though.
Bon Jovi did it. They were
Yeah.
like
But Bon
through the
Jovi's- 80s,
'80s, and then in 2000s they had
It's my life.
yeah, they came out with that song, and then they kind of blew up again. Just like, wow,
I'm
okay.
not a big Bon Jovi fan, but
I mean, nobody is like in their 30s, really. we leave that for the 40-something year olds.
oh Jesus, yeah, that's fair.
Nobody here like 121. I love Bon Jovi.
Jay Z maybe would probably be one of those for me too,
Yeah,
but that's.
I don't know, man. I liked Jay-Z, but I really only listened to his Blueprint.
Yeah, I'm only saying that
3
because
or
he
something?
retired and then he's like, well, I'm coming back,
Yeah, he retired and then unretired because he didn't like the state of rap music, right?
which is awesome. That's such a baller move to make, man.
He's like, I'm done making music. Never mind. Your music sucks.
I would say Michael Jackson with Love Never Felt So Good, but that was post when he passed away.
Yeah, postmortem. Because like the whole David Bowie album, Black Star or whatever, that blew up after like postmortem.
Yeah.
And didn't it win Grammy or something?
I don't know.
Objectively, you guys cannot look me in the face and say that's a good album.
I mean,
Objectively, it's not a good album.
I'm gonna get some heat for this. David Bowie's not great. I'm just gonna say it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
In my opinion, at least, I've never really enjoyed his music.
It's like when Beck won Grammy Award.
Beck's another one, actually.
Yeah, when Beck won that Grammy Award for an album that's by
that was
far
so
not a good
trash.
album.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I think they just did it because they owe Beck something. 'cause Beck's on-
Leonardo DiCaprio did it.
Yeah, that Leonardo DiCaprio did.
What's that guy's name? He's still relevant. Foo Fighters are still relevant, I guess.
Yeah, they
their
kinda-
new stuff
and-
is kind of weird, but
And I'm not really talking about bands that have kind of like stayed consistent, like the Foo
Yeah,
Fighters.
that's fair.
It's like, if they had one off album, but then their next album was a banger, I wouldn't really count that.
there's like 7 or 8 years there in between them.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I can't think of anything. I mean, I'm sure I can.
Yeah, it's just
Sublime
some-
with Rome, maybe, but that's also not
kinda.
really Sublime. I don't know. That's a
Yeah.
weird one. Yeah. 21. I mean, not 21 Pilots. The Strokes.
Oh,
No. Which one was it? We were listening to them last week. They do like that. Have like the black album cover. Arctic Monkeys. They definitely
yes.
revived themselves from the time they're famous
Yes.
to they got so much better.
Yeah, because we were listening to the Decade playlist again that we were going through.
Also, someone like British definitely made all those playlists, but sorry.
100%. And then we're just listening and we're like, wow, I thought the Arctic Monkeys were better than this. This is weird. And we just went through it. And
like
then
10 years later.
And then their best, or in our opinion, the best album came out relatively recently, like 2010 or something.
No, it was like 13, I think.
Was it 13?
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, this is the Arctic Monkeys that I like, and it's really good.
Yeah, I guess
What the hell was that other stuff?
I guess that's a good research thing we can do is look at bands that got better in their later years before they got beforehand. Because there's got to
Yeah.
be a few.
Oh,
but-
there definitely has to be.
But that's time.
Oh, look at that. I also wanted to bring up OK Go, but that's okay.
Here we go again.
Yeah.
No.
There. All right.
I love OK
I'm going to
Go.
say something controversial. The only reason people like OK Go is because they have banger music videos. Their music is so bland.
Their shows are actually sick, though.
I mean, they have to be. If you come out with music videos that fire, you can't just have a boring old stage show.
Yeah, I like them. I can listen to OK Go even without watching their videos.
All right. Anyway,
Ball.
is
All
it
right.
your turn or my turn?
I think
Your
it's the
turn?
final one.
Final round.
Is it mine? Sorry, it's just dangling in front of me like a piece of cheese.
Queso. What is it?
Oh, I think this is Mark's subject, and I'm solely basing off that because I can't read it. Favorite school subject?
I think that might be my handwriting, actually. Yeah, it's definitely my handwriting.
Oh, sorry, Mark. Geez,
we
handwriting's terrible
both
too.
have terrible handwriting, so. Favorite school subject.
Favorite school subject? You want to go first?
Did you ever, okay, so I guess before we get to that question, did any of your subjects evolve through the different schools you went to?
What do you mean?
So,
I don't know what
okay,
you mean on that.
so I'm trying to think of I guess that wasn't the case for me, so I guess I could just start. My favorite subject has always been history.
Okay.
But
Are you saying like a specific history class or just broad everything history?
I think for the most part, everything history.
Okay.
But no, but I mean, like I can imagine, like I really liked math, and then it got really hard, so then I didn't like math, so then I like literature.
Okay,
You know what I
okay,
mean?
I
Like
see
that
what you're saying.
eventual
Yeah, yeah.
evolution. But no, mine's always been history. I've always loved
Yeah,
it.
because math gets harder. History has always been the same.
Yeah, you could read it, and I'd be like, oh, what's the formula to figure out what happened in 1957?
What are you talking about? The War of 1812 was in 1812.
Buh. I've always loved it. Yeah, I've always loved history. I'm not sure why, and even specifically like the World War II era history. And I hate saying it that way because you're just kind of like, yo, some terrible shit happened during this time. Why do I enjoy it so much? But I think it's necessary for us to understand the things that humans can do, but
yeah,
also
definitely.
the things that humans can overcome. And I think that's why I love history, because there's some really fucked up shit that's happened in like humanity, man.
Yeah, man. It gets going on World War II. Everyone kind of hyper focuses on Germany and the whole Nazi thing that happened. But Japan over there wasn't fucking around either.
Dude,
they
they
were
were
also genociding people.
Way before the
Yeah,
oh,
they're just
God,
like
yeah.
shit.
And
Okay.
well, see, and then with history, there's those you have to ask those questions of like, what was the right thing to do, especially like during wartime, to be like, you know, should we have bombed Japan? Like, was it really worth it? Like killing civilians who had nothing to do with like the actual war to save American soldiers, you know, which is like a terrible question to ask, but it's also like, you know, like the consequences of everything happening. You have to ask those questions. And
Oh yeah, definitely.
but yeah, history. I love history. What about yourself?
So I guess it's a branch off history.
PE.
Yeah, physical education.
Yeah, if you didn't like PE back in the day,
Dude, some tennis, bowling, and golf, or what?
I hated that class.
You hated tennis, bowling, and golf. You're the only person in the history of anybody I've ever talked to that took that class that hated that class.
I sucked at all three of them. That's why. And like I was very competitive. Like I want to get really good at this, and nope.
That's fine. It's in order. Best PE classes.
It's because I'm a lefty.
Don't blame you, left-handed.
I'm definitely blaming the left-handedness.
Dude, did I? Oh,
No, yeah, I know. Yeah, we'll talk about
save
that
story
later.
In order was tennis, bowling, and golf, and field and court sports were the best PE classes.
I love
at
field and court
Central.
sports. Yeah, I actually did enjoy that. But
Yeah.
and like okay, so besides PE, because that's
Yeah. Anyway,
usually
going
like,
back to what I was saying. So my favorite subject is a branch off history, I guess, because it's in the same genre. Was government.
yeah,
I love taking all the government classes.
just like the debate classes.
It's probably why I'm a fucking debate lord now, is because I took so many debate classes.
He sucks at debating, you guys.
Oh, I do not.
He's an unmastered debater.
That's why I literally triggered you without saying anything.
No, just the way. That's our friendship.
I guess. But yeah, just
No, I
government
love
and history.
government.
Yeah. Or government and debate. Sorry, not government.
You know,
and history.
so there's the subject of like literature. I wish I loved it, but I think the school
I hated lit.
you know, and I hated it because of like the things that it was so standard that you're like, you have to read these books, you have to do this, you have to do that, instead of asking the question of like, what interests you? Well, you know, why don't you explore that?
Yeah.
And like, because there was like of Mice and Men, like, yeah, like once you get into it, it's really good, but like, just, you know what I mean? Like, there was like, I don't want to read about like, you know, these, I just don't, or like.
And my problem with literature is taking a very beautiful art form of literature and putting so many rules and structures on it.
And just like overanalyzing something you don't want to overanalyze.
And it's like that's the opposite of what I want, how I want to enjoy art.
Yeah.
I don't want to be told how this art is. I want to tell myself what I think this art is.
I wonder if like that idea of like, no, we don't want to read, it was like our generational thing, or if it's just like a thing that we all do. Because I really wish that there was like I love reading now because I can
I don't read any books at all.
But I think that's like District 6 or just the school system in general, just like ruining us to be like, you have to read this.
I don't know. I don't think it's us at all, because I knew my brothers hated reading for a long time in school. I know a bunch of people I went to school with that loved reading. Yeah, like my daughter loved reading, and now she hates reading, and now she loves reading.
But that's what I'm saying though. It's like
like
there's like, I don't know, man. And I get you have to like get everyone to read something and then be like, all right, tell me about it. But yeah, it's just so frustrating. But
I will say though, in all my lit classes, when we got to like free read whatever book, and we have to like write the chapters on it, I always read either The Hobbit, because it's super long, and I could literally read that for an entire semester, or read that for an entire semester, or Holes, because I read Holes forcefully like 3 separate times in my school career that I knew what happened in the book, and I would literally fall asleep.
Mine would be a free read, and I would get the dictionary because I would always forget my book.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'd be like, no, I just really want to get better like at words. And they're like, that's really brilliant. She was like, yeah. It obviously didn't work really well for me,
Yeah. But every time, dude, I would just like fall asleep. Do the arm thing.
yeah, where you're reading like underneath you and just fall
And
asleep.
just fall asleep. And they're like, oh, what are you reading? I'm like, oh, The Hobbit. Like, what part are you on? Oh, I'm at the part where blah, blah, blah. And I just read the book so many times. I just knew it, how it paced
Right.
perfectly.
What about any other subjects that were out there? Like, what are your thoughts? Like math.
I was never against math.
I was always good at math,
I
but I
wouldn't
just
say I was
hated
good
it.
at math. I guess for me, math wasn't easy or hard.
Yeah.
It just was. So they're like, okay, here's a formula to solve this problem. I was like, cool, formula, problem. The way it was hard was because I couldn't remember the formulas.
Yeah. Or just
That
like
was really
mine was like more so like I can do this. Like if I follow the steps, like I know the steps.
Mhm.
But what's the point? That was like my biggest thing of just like, why am I doing this? Which in hindsight, like there's some math classes I should have paid attention
Yeah.
in. But
I mean, and I guess it should be my favorite, but all the music classes I took.
yeah, see, the one thing I will say I hated about school is that there was never that drive to learn outside of like the core curriculum.
Oh yeah, like the
So like, hey, like
stem
you
cells,
should
stem
take
cells.
some like some art classes if you're really into that, or like, hey, like you know what I
Mhm.
mean? It was always like we're preparing you for the future and for college instead of being like, oh, you like music, like maybe we should get you into like this.
Yeah, and it kind of sucks. I wish I. See, this is hard. I wish I took. It's time, but I'm gonna finish this.
Yeah, no, just keep it on.
But I wish that I took more art classes
Yeah.
in high school, so I could do like drawing or whatever sculpture. But at the same time, I don't want to take away from the music classes because they're both classified as art
Art,
electives.
yeah.
So I'm super glad that I was in 3 jazz bands and music theory, and I don't think I'd substitute those out for painting or
Molding,
whatever. Yeah,
yeah.
whatever. So I don't know.
My favorite class was Spanish.
It would be. Fucking moving on, you fucking cheater.
AP Spanish got a 4, baby.
Of course you did.
Yeah, that's still a good grade.
Did you like have to like kind of fake it along with it to like make sure you kept on the same pace as everyone else, or did you just like from the beginning because you knew Spanish? You
I
like,
just-
blah, 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 blah,
I think
blah,
I just hated it because there was like terms that I was like the subjective and the objective and how do you say this and how do you say that. I'm like, I don't know what you're saying, but I'm pretty sure if the first one's like this and the rest are like this, I would just know them.
Yeah.
And then I remember like I had to like write a paper about like what's your favorite influence, and I wrote it about Carlos Santana. I don't know, it's so stupid.
Nice, dude. I was really good at. I was almost fluent in Spanish by junior year in high school, and then I just stopped taking Spanish my senior year.
It's stupid.
And then now I don't remember anything in Spanish. Like I hear people talking in Spanish now, and I'm like, I kind of understand contextually what you're trying to say because I'll grab like the few words
Yeah.
that I remember and be like, oh, I understand what you're trying to tell me.
So, you know, like Michael Kors, like the designer line.
Uh-huh.
How do you spell his last name?
Like, I don't know. Like if I were to guess,
Like not Michael, but the Kors part.
like is it Coors?
Kors.
Coors?
Yeah,
Like Cores?
and that's with the K.
Well, I'm asking the pronunciation of what you're
Yeah.
saying. Yeah. Yeah, then I would say how I spelt it or with a Kores. I don't know.
Oh, okay. I was trying to make a joke and you didn't do it.
Uh,
Fine.
I don't
You're
understand.
supposed to say Kors, and I'd be like, it's 8:30. Get it? No. Okay, nailed it. All right. Thank you guys for listening. I'm gonna let him do the exit, I guess.
Yeah, no, I got your joke, but
It was funny. Piss off.
I guess it's just the setup was terrible.
Yeah, I know. That's usually how my jokes go.
Yeah.
It's more of like a laugh at expense.
Like
at me.
I'm legitimately disappointed now.
He's not mad.
I'm so disappointed.
Well, you guys, sorry to end on that shitty note.
Well, anyway, thanks for listening,
Hope you guys had a wonderful time with us. We do have one more episode into the season finale,
Yep. Then we're gonna start working on some stuff, try to make this a little better.
and we're hoping to bring some more special guests for season 2, just because I think we might be able to.
Yep, definitely.
We want to be safe and follow the rules.
Yep. And as always, if you guys are listening to this on any of the podcasts,
However you listen to podcasts, make sure you guys give us a follow, give us a like, give us a rating, whatever they actually allow you to do.
and if you're listening to this on YouTube, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Ow, that got really loud. Comment, like, and subscribe for
Do
us.
it.
And as always, if you guys have any topics you'd like to share, please let us know.
Let it black, baby.
It bleeds too much. That's what I'm trying to do.
That's fine.
It's not.
It's fine. Later.
You're not the one that-
Bye.